Hello and welcome to Wild Heart Yoga Holistic Healing for another short Yin Yoga class. Today's theme is igniting passion and joy in our lives as we target the fire element. So let's just get started, finding an easy seat at the center of the mat. Allowing the hands to rest gently on the legs, and maybe allowing the eyelids to close. Take a deep inhale into that low belly space, the dantian, as you make sure that spine is tall and straight. Exhale fully and slowly, feeling the sits bones grounded to the earth beneath you. And just taking in any sensations you hear or sense around you, or any feelings within you. Just allowing thoughts and emotions that arise to pass like clouds, being aware of them, and then shifting your focus back to the present moment, coming back to the breath, back into the body. During today's class, we're going to explore how finding focus in the present moment and placing a focus on gratitude can bring greater joy into our lives. So many of us go throughout our days worrying about the past or thinking about the future, so much so that we often miss blessings and gifts of the present moment that we can't get back. So I'd invite you for the next few moments to just reflect on this, asking yourself what your life might look like or feel like if you were always more present. Taking each day, each hour, and each minute as it comes, with less focus on disappointments or your plans and expectations of how things should go. But just soaking in the mundane and the ordinary things, the small gifts that maybe we often miss. How might this change your state of mind from day to day, or affect the physical sensations you feel in your body? Maybe inviting in a newer lightness, removing the weighing down of stress and anxiety. Take one more deep inhale into that low belly and sigh it away. One more time, inhaling deeply and sigh it away again. When you're ready, gently allow the eyes to open once again. And let's begin at the back of the mat for our first asana of the day. We're going to start in a toe stretch position today. So beginning on the knees with the toes tucked, first reach back, spread all those toes apart slightly so that our weight is being evenly distributed on all of them. Then go ahead and inhale, finding that length in the spine. And then we are going to add our hands behind our backs in prayer position. If you can't keep your hands in this prayer position, if it's not within your ability today, you can also point the fingertips downward so your prayer is upside down. Or a third option is just to grab opposite elbows. So take whichever variation you need. And if this is too intense on your toes today, you can always lean forward a little to take some of the weight off, or even lift the knees a bit, maybe placing them on a pillow or a bolster, so that's a little bit easier. Or if you'd like, you can even untuck the toes, just sitting on the knees, since our focus really today is with this arm stretch. We are targeting the heart and small intestine meridians, which make up the fire element today. This is the planes of fascia that run from our pinky up into our armpit area. The heart meridian running on the palm side of the hand and up the inner arm, and the small intestine meridian running from the back side of the hand up that same general area. Stored emotional energy or blockages in these planes of fascia may be associated with anxiety, agitation, or even disturbed sleep. But when we have free-flowing energy and circulation through this area, it's associated with a greater joy in life, a greater passion and excitement, deep purpose, and more aliveness. Keep breathing through the discomfort. We're almost done with this pose. Great job. When you're ready, slowly release those hands, untuck the toes, and stay on your knees for another moment. Taking another deep inhale into the dantian, and exhale fully, just feeling the changes of sensation in the feet and in the arms. And when you're ready, we're going to stay on the knees again, but this time leaving the toes untucked. Then we're going to place our palms on the floor in front of us, fingertips facing towards us. Take a deep inhale as you make sure your spine is straight. And as you exhale, begin to lean forward, putting as much weight as you comfortably can towards the palms. And if it's a little too intense, maybe you're going to leave just the fingertips on the floor today, just pressing slightly. Or maybe placing the hands on a bolster or blocks or something so that it's not quite as far of a lean with as much pressure on the hands. We're just targeting a gentle stretch through the forearms, through the hands and the fingers. Breathing deeply through any discomfort, choosing to place the focus back on the breath. Anytime the mind begins to wander, anytime you feel the urge to come out of the pose, breathing through it, imagining drawing that breath into those areas of tension, and exhaling slowly as you imagine that tension melting out of the body, letting go of more resistance. Our breath is a wonderful, ever-present anchor to come back to when we're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or agitated. It brings our focus back into the present moment, into the here and now, as well as helps in regulating our nervous system, lowering our heart rate, and bringing a greater physical calm into the body as well. We only have about a minute left in this pose, so I will leave you now in silence to enjoy this blissful solitude as you tune into the breath and listen to the wisdom of the body. Wonderful job. Go ahead and gently release those hands now. Coming back up to the knees once again for just a moment, feeling the echo of the pose, feeling any changes of sensation in the wrist, hands, and forearms. Just noticing any shifts that have happened physically or mentally or emotionally. And when you're ready, go ahead and meet me in tabletop, making sure the knees are aligned directly below the hips, wrists below the shoulders. Take an inhale, making sure that spine is straight. As you exhale, begin to slowly walk the hands forward as the chest and forehead reach towards the mat, making sure that those hips are still aligned above the knees, taking a peek back if you have to. Now, if you're having trouble getting the forehead towards the mat, you can always rest it on a block or a pillow instead, or even place a pillow or bolster under the chest if it's a little intense and you want something to rest into. If your chest is reaching all the way to the floor and you want to take it up a notch, you can rest your chin on the floor rather than the forehead. Or maybe even use some blocks to rest the elbows on so that you have more space to sink deeper. We're going to be in this variation of our melting heart pose for a little over 1 more minute, and then we're going to take another variation in this pose. Go ahead and take any micro adjustments you may need to take here. Maybe playing around with how wide or narrow your arms are spread. Moving around just slightly. And of course, making sure those hips are staying aligned above the knees, as it can be easy to begin to lean forward as we sink in here without realizing it. And again, once you have found the positioning that best serves you today, and you have found your edge, that place where you feel a deep stretch without losing control of the breath and being able to stay for a few minutes, and find your stillness here. Breathing deeply and exhaling away any discomfort and tension. I'd invite you to now take our next variation in this pose by simply bringing the palms of the hand together and bending the arms at the elbows so the hands are in a prayer position over the head here, just taking us a little deeper into that pinky side of the arms and tricep. During these deep heart-opening poses is a great time to practice expressing gratitude, reflecting on the things that bring you great joy, the things you have to be thankful for each day, no matter how big or small. Feeling gratitude for the very heartbeat and breath sustaining your life and another day alive. Maybe acknowledging with deep gratitude the amount of beautiful detail and intricacies that everything must have in order for our nature, ecosystem, and all of Earth to function and thrive in the way it does. Every part having its own beautiful purpose, working together, and recognizing that your very own life holds the same amount of precious detail and purpose. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale slowly, letting it go, allowing the hands to come back to the mat, and gently easing yourself forward with as little movement as possible, turning onto your back for a short rebound. Gently tucking the shoulder blades down and back, just feeling the echo of the pose. Feeling the changes in your mind and body. Feeling the opening of your heart. When you're ready, go ahead and turn gently onto your left side. And meet me back up, seated at the center of the mat for our last pose of the day. We're going to take our shoelace with eagle arms. So begin by placing the right knee over top of the left. And you can get into this by starting on the knees with the legs crossed and then sitting back gently, just being sure that you aren't sitting on the heels. And if this is too hard, you can always keep the bottom leg straight and maybe even have a looser shoelace so that right knee might not be totally aligned over the left knee, and that's okay if that's where you're at today. Take an inhale, making sure that spine is straight. If you're having trouble sitting tall in this position, maybe sitting on the edge of a folded blanket or a pillow. Then we're going to place our right arm over the left, intertwining that wrist around as well. So you're trying to get your palms together here. And then engaging that push and pull motion. So we're feeling this deep opening through the shoulder blades. Thumbs should be around eyebrow height. Inhale deeply and exhale as you try to open those shoulder blades a little bit deeper. If your mind has begun to wander at all, just take note of anything that's coming up for you and gently usher your awareness back to the breath. Always coming back to what's happening in the body, scanning through any areas of tension and seeing if you can let go of any resistance, surrendering a little deeper into the pose. Take one more deep inhale now as you straighten that spine a bit taller. Now as you exhale, begin to fold from the hips, keeping that straight back. Once you're as far as you can with the straight back still, take another deep inhale. As you exhale, allow the chest and forehead to melt forward. Maybe placing a bolster or a pillow underneath the arms, if this is a little difficult for you today. Continuing to breathe through any discomfort. Every exhale, thinking about folding from those hips a little bit deeper. If you notice that the fascia begins to release as we're here, always seeing if you can go into a new edge. We have less than 1 minute left on this side. Great job. Go ahead and gently release the arms now, rolling the spine back up one vertebrae at a time, untwisting the legs, and then let's take it right to the other side. Now aligning that left knee on top of the right. Again, maybe starting on the knees and sitting back into this. Inhale as you lengthen the spine. Reach the arms forward, left elbow coming over the right this time. Once again, trying to intertwine those forearms, pressing the palms together as well if you can. Thumbs around that forehead height. Inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. Drawing every inhale into the shoulder blades as you engage that push-pull and feeling that deep stretch. With every exhale, imagining that tension just melting away. Take another deep inhale. As you exhale, keeping that straight spine bending from the hips, begin to fold forward. Once you're as far as you can go, take another inhale. And exhale, allowing the chest and forehead to melt forward now. If you have any low back pain with this forward fold, then maybe you just want to stay sitting up today, and that's fine also. Breathe into the body, taking your awareness deeper, feeling the joy of this very present moment. A lovely quote of Muji on the fire element says, "Step into the fire of self-discovery. This fire will not burn you. It will only burn what is not you." When we are able to deepen our awareness of the present moment, spending less time in the past or the future, we tap into the greater wisdom of the body and greater intuition, finding our deeper purpose, finding more joy in life as we find that each step of every day only takes us closer to where we're supposed to be going. That we don't have to try so hard and strive so much, working ourselves into the ground. Instead, just trusting each day to carry us closer to where we're meant to be. Accepting that even every failure, disappointment, is simply a learning curve or a part in shaping us and molding us into the people we are meant to be. When you're ready, gently release the arms, rolling the spine back up one vertebrae at a time again. Unwind the legs and find your way onto your back for our final resting pose of the day, our Savasana. Gently tucking those shoulder blades down and back, and maybe extending the arms overhead, taking a starfish here. So we're finishing with the final opening through that armpit area, allowing greater flow of energy through our heart and small intestine meridians. Feel the low belly rise as you inhale. And exhale, sinking deeper into the mat beneath you. Scanning the body for any remaining tension. And if you notice it, with your next exhale, seeing if you can let it go. Surrendering a little deeper into the mat. I'd invite you to stay in your Shavasana even longer today if you have time. If you have to get on with the day and are ready to finish with me, then go ahead and turn gently onto your right side and meet me at the center of the mat for a final closing breath together. Take an inhale as you reach the arms overhead, stretching the body. And exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Maybe resting the hands gently over the heart for a moment. Taking just a few more seconds to express gratitude for anything in your life, maybe for your life itself, and to yourself for taking this time to honor your mind and body in this way today. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I hope you feel at a deeper peace and filled with more gratitude as you go throughout your day. If you enjoyed this video, as always, please be sure to like it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. These are the two best ways to help support this channel. But if you wish to make any class donations as well, I do accept class donations via Cash App and PayPal, and those links are in the description below. 50% of all of my profits are given back into the community to help others in need. And currently I'm going to be giving to a nonprofit that grows produce in community gardens for local food banks and community members. So if you're supporting this channel, just keep in mind that you're also supporting others in need as well. I do this because I feel very passionately about individual success, contributing to the success of others also. So thank you so much for whichever ways you choose to support and for joining me for today's class. I hope you have a great day, my friends, and I will see you soon. Namaste.